testing the direct switches on a Lord of the Rings. The client indicated the end of stroke switch was not working. It is working here on my bench. And here is the flipper button. And here's the other end of stroke switch. And there's the other flipper button. Client also indicated that the start button wasn't working. And to get out of this test, you have to press the start button. Let me go over to where I would test that. Connect this connector back up. And here's the start button. And then he mentioned something about switch 16 not working. Oops. There's 16. 16 not working with maybe some of these other ones were closed. Well, having this version of the Pinatech tester allows you to keep switches closed, which is kind of nice for some of this testing. So let me try switch 16 now. Sorry about that framing. Seems to be working fine. So all I did on this board was replace the power input header. I'd never seen this board before. I mean, in my shop. This board I had repaired previously. And you can see that I added this jumper from pin 3 of the DS1232 to 5 volts, I believe, so that this sets this thing to reset at about 4.5 volts. Pin 3 is often cut on these things, so you can't really do that to every one of them, but I'm going to try it, or I can do it on this one certainly while it's here. I'm also going to install NVRAM, because I see there's no NVRAM there. Other than that, should be good to go. Those 8 blinks indicate that this Lord of the Rings MPU is running Audio Sound OS version 8, which is nice. I have, while we're waiting for this to complete, I have jumpered pin 3 of the DS1232 to 5 volts. There's a convenient pad that connects to pin 3, and then there's a pad on the other side that connects to 5 volts. It's not obvious that this pad on the right connects to 5 volts. This board is a 3-layer board, and so the center conductor goes into places you can't see, and one of them is 5 volts, and there's a lot of ground points. For instance, this ground connection, this loop of wire, if you look on the back side of the board, it's not obvious that's connected to ground, but it's connected to ground in the center layer of the copper conductor. So I installed NVRAM, and we have successfully booted. And I just want to go through, I guess I should test this whole thing. Yeah, why don't I? Hold on. Okay, I have my coil tester connected right now, but we're going to start by testing the switches. And I've got some of them turned on right now. You can see I've got these slide switches turned on. Let me turn all those off right now. And we're going to go across the diagonal. Some of those, they go tink tink twice because the switch is registers on actuation and on deactuation, just like that. Okay, here's the start button. So that's working just fine. I already tested all those dedicated switches. And with my new test rig, when I get this, well, not test rig, but test panel, I built a panel to replace all this claptrap down here. Let me get into coil test. And we want to cycle them. Six. 13. That was interesting. I think when I saw 13 go, I saw this one by my thumb also go. We'll see. So let's skip that one. This is gonna be a Lord of the Rings crazy situation. Or I shouldn't call it crazy. Let me call it abnormal or out of normal. 13 is a orbit pin, and I'm gonna run it. Well, maybe I was seeing things. I'll have to go back and look at the video. Whoops. Well, you get to see the draw function. And what was that other? Oh, whoops. Coil 28, which was, let's see, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28 is not used. So that's why that one didn't light up when I was doing that. Sorry, got a bad cold, killing me. Let's test all the lamps. Working. Flashers are just some of the coil circuits. Oh, I see it now. It's 16, 15, 14, and what is that one? 32, 29, 14, and 28 are firing at the same time. Very interesting. Something different today. Let's test the rest of this first. Hold on. There we go. I played a lot of Lord of the Rings, and it's a fun game. That was a long time ago. Let's see, coil 14. Whoops. I never get used to this White Star flasher. Oh, Helm's Deep, right. So let's run that. And it's driving 2 circuits. Nice. Let's see if it's drawn correctly. Let's see. No, it is not drawn correctly. That is, I have to look in the Lord of the Rings manual to see about that. Let me do that one more time. 14, Helm's Deep, right. It's firing, what is that, 16, 14 and 28 at the same time. I'll bet that's a feature of the game, but I will check that out before I pronounce this good. That's it. I've tested everything. So, despite the suspicion that the client indicated with this board set, it's really good to go. And again, what I did is I jumpered this to set the voltage tolerance to 4.5 volts for a reset. On the back of this 3-pin plug where they're jumpered across 2 pins, I always put a dab of solder across those, or I bridge the top 2 pins, because this DIN, or I forgot what you call these things, but joining those, that's a kind of a janky solution in my mind. These things are just as bad as having another connector. Added NVRAM and replace the connector for power in. Thanks for sending it.